Brock Spack Show presented by Bud Light as we come to you from the Beer Garden at Scooters here at 810 East Grove Street in Bloomington as we talk Redbird football until 7 o'clock and look ahead to this Saturday's road matchup in Terre Haute against the Sycamores of Indiana State. Coming up at the program tonight, we'll break down last Saturday's gutty homecoming win over South Dakota. Redshirt freshman running back Wenkers Wright will stop by for our student-athlete spotlight. This is John Fitzgerald as we welcome in the winningest head coach in Redbird history, winners of 2 straight, Mr. Brock Spack.
John, how are you?
I'm doing well.
Good. Nice night tonight.
It's a beautiful
Beautiful,
night
huh?
Real good, real good. Saturday's supposed to be even warmer than this.
Yeah, a little too warm.
Yeah, maybe for this late. You're right.
Yeah.
You're practicing all that cold, and all of a
Yeah.
sudden you got to go play in the sun.
Yeah, it's going to be a little. But I think the players really enjoy it. I think Wenkers' hamstring will like it.
Yeah, right.
Plan on handing him the
Much
ball.
more so than last
yeah,
Saturday.
We're going to hand him the ball a little bit more. Hopefully he gets loosened up a little bit.
Birds in Indiana State this Saturday afternoon. It'll be an early kickoff, 12 noon Central Time. Our network coverage will get underway at 11 o'clock.
But we're, we got some kids that are going to be, I think, good players that are going to get a chance to play this weekend. So we're doing things I think they can do, and we'll be fine. As long as our backs are ready to go and Wenkers can carry the rock a few times, I think we'll be in good shape. We have a good quarterback, and
huge difference.
Yeah, knock on wood, we haven't. We had no turnovers, in the game, and we really ran the 4-minute offense well. I think Wenkers took a big step last weekend, and I looked at him going out on the practice field this week. I think it was Tuesday. It was really cold yesterday, and I said, Wenkers, you have to get used to. You have to be comfortable. And I stopped, and he said, being uncomfortable. I said, correct. You have to learn. You have to be comfortable being uncomfortable, and that's kind of where you're at in your career, and that separates the great ones from the good ones. And the great ones figure that out, and they have to fight through that. And what he did, you could tell he wasn't 100%, but he went in the game and got good 3-yard gains that moved, 4-yard gains, 2-yard gains that were tough, gritty runs, and we moved the chains at the end of the game and put the game away. And he was able to do that, and that was good. And you got to find a way. You got to find a way to contribute, even though you're not maybe at full speed. That's what people don't understand about the sport of football. This time of year, these guys don't feel great all the time, and they're getting a little I call soggy. You know what I mean?
Good way to put it.
And they don't feel quite as good, and they have to they get to November and then things start. There's light at the end of the tunnel, and they're. But right now, you're trying to set November up to play for a championship, and we need to do that. So he as a young player, he did what he needed to do. He caught a few passes and was able to, move the chains for us and ran the ball well at the end of the game to ice the game, and that's what he had to do that game.
Yeah, some of the guys were getting 1 and 2 yards. All of a sudden, he's getting 3 and 4. So he was doubling the production, which gives you first downs.
Right.
That's all you want in that 4 minutes.
4-minute deal, you want.
Right.
And we didn't give the ball back to him and ran the clock out, and that's what we wanted to do. So
I congratulate you.
I really saw an innate ability as he kind of came off the bench last Saturday in doing so, that he was able to turn blocking that was struggling against the front line of South Dakota without huge gaps into 3, 4, 5 gains at times. And that was almost a willingness that he put his head down and did that.
Right. Well, he's a strong kid. He's his build, but he's very, very strong, and he runs well. When he gets his pads down and he gets vertical on a defense, he's very difficult to tackle because of his body structure, and he runs hard. And he can do that, and so I was really pleased with that. And you're right. What were beautiful runs to us may not be beautiful to the average fan, but they were great for us because it kept the chains moving, the clock running, and that's what we wanted to do.
And that was huge. And I would argue the difference in the ballgame because of what's happened with your offensive line. What happened on Saturday as well as Zambrano going down with a concussion. I mean, it's a patchwork a little bit. Guys getting used to playing together in game situations, and now you got a running back who can create his own stuff.
Well, yeah, he fixes what we can't get right sometimes, and that kind of like what great linebackers do on defense. When you have great linebackers, great safeties, Ted can tell you that, and they fix up what happens up front, and. Your safeties are more like linebackers sometimes too, and a great back can do that. A great quarterback can do that. They can fix what's going on up front. There's a mistake made, they can kind of fix it, and that's what you want in that a player that can play outside the system when the system is starting to break down a little bit because of whatever, So those are the special players.
And South Dakota had a very good defensive front. I thought
excellent.
They were
yeah,
excellent.
They're really good.
They're really good.
And they've been very good all season.
Right, they have been up there.
And
this guy, this guy.
Back to the Brock Spack Show, presented by Bud Light. We are live from Scooters at 810 East Grove Street in Bloomington tonight until 7 o'clock. Brock Spack Show is always presented by Bud Light. Bud Light proudly welcomes back Redbird fans to Hancock Stadium this year. Bud Light is for the fans. It's now time for our Student Athlete Spotlight, brought to you as always by Melissa Eisenberg and Steve Peterson, your local country financial representatives. And tonight we welcome in freshman running back Wenkers Wright. Wenkers, welcome to the show. Thanks so much for doing this.
No, this is a great opportunity. I would never pass this up.
We love this guy. Everybody does.
Say that again in 10 minutes. And we'll First of all, how you feeling? It's been a banged-up couple of weeks for you.
No, it has been, but I think I feel pretty good. They're just going to pump me full of ibuprofen, little icy hot, wrap me up, and I'll run like the wind.
That sounds
like
great.
that.
And we talked about earlier, especially with a hamstring, the weather and forecast for Saturday is going to make that a lot easier than it would be 30 degrees.
No doubt. I think I'd rather play in 100 degrees over 40 degrees any day of the week. So
Where
the
were
hotter
you
the
from?
better. I'm from Haiti.
Well,
so
no wonder you like the heat.
no snow, no problem.
That's what I was trying to get to, brother. I'm driving you a little bit.
And you still came here.
Yes, sir. I did.
Obviously, you visited in a non-winter time to campus.
No, actually, it was over Zoom because of the COVID year, so everything was online. So I got the experience through the screen, but at the same time, it felt like the right fit. So
Coach Spack, at the very least, could have had a picture of a beach behind him. And
that would have we would not have needed an interview at all. Just the beach, and I would have been here.
Who recruited you, though? Coach Etheridge, too?
Etheridge,
That's
yes.
what I thought. He's a good man, yeah.
And let's talk about that a little bit. Obviously, from Floyd's Knob, Indiana, down just north of Louisville, over the border in the southeast portion of Indiana. But from a recruiting standpoint, in the COVID situation, how did that go?
Well, that was talking to the coaches during the day was like the highlight of my day because
There was nothing else to do.
the whole time nobody was allowed outside the house or anything, so I would literally just sit and do homework or help my dad fix a deck at the time. So when the phone rang, I said, Dad, I gotta go, I gotta take this, and that was probably the best part of my day by far, was just talking to the coaches and the experience and how genuine they were over the phone and everything.
It had to be a weird process, though, thinking you're going to spend the next 4 years of your life somewhere that you very well might not see in person before you do that.
No, it was a crazy process, but at the
bet.
same time, I wouldn't change a thing.
That's awesome to hear.
Yeah, it
And
is.
that's been it's been a fun year so far, and I know there's expectations that enjoyment factor is even going to go up over the next few weeks. But you've gotten a ton of work this year, and you have really taken the bull by the horns and had a ton of success. How has your maturation been this year? Really being able to carry the ball and be the featured back at the same time in a very short amount of weeks, really.
Yeah, for that I gotta thank the O-line, really, because we were pretty banged up, and so we have new guys moving in as more get injured. So at the same time, I want to praise them for just being so flexible, and at the same time, I just read their blogs. They do a great job, and it doesn't get easier than that running behind that offensive line right there.
You had an incredible career in high school at Floyd's Knob. 4th all-time leading rusher, I believe.
Is that
if
so?
I'm not mistaken.
I'm not too sure on that.
3,400 yards. That's a lot of yards.
Yeah, that's a lot of
46,
yards.
How about 46 touchdowns, brother? That's a lot of touchdowns.
Is that right?
Yeah, you don't know this stuff? Wow.
He does.
No, I really don't.
Okay, how about this, too? You were also a track. What events did you have? I know you're a 3-time MVP and 4 years on track team. What events did you do?
In track, I picked on hurdles my junior year. So
Wow.
after 2 years, I was able to go to state, and we had a really good hurdles coach. And I did long jump, the 100-meter dash, and the 300 hurdles, and some 4x1 mixed in there.
Hey, hurdlers and football go real good together.
It does.
It makes you. It's really good. A little flexibility in the hips, and it helps you a lot.
I'm
Really
waiting
good.
to get that first hurdle in here soon, too, on the football field.
You'll get it, brother. You'll get it.
That'll be impressive to see.
Yeah.
I like that. Get 100% before you start.
No, I will.
Yeah.
Pulling the hamstring even more on a hurdle. In doing so, and you brought up the fact that it's banged up, and the holes and the gaps, obviously, especially this past Saturday, were tougher to come by. They were a little bit smaller. You were able to take advantage of that. How difficult is it running behind an offensive line that has kind of been switched around a little bit? Guys are playing next to people that they're not used to playing. That's got to change your timing and really your gut feeling. There's going to be a hole whether or not there is or not.
It changes every aspect because every offensive lineman, they block a little bit differently, but at the same time, you don't have time to sit here and try to analyze it. You have to play by play, and when you see the opportunity, it's just some hard downhill running.
He's a good downhill back now. That's what you are as a downhill back, brother. I tell you, I love that.
That goes until November 6th.
November 6th, yes. That's
November
when
6th is the deadline for that.
The online shop closes November 6th, and right now it's just my apparel, shirts, hats, some sweatshirts, and some guys' material and then girls' material.
So let's talk about, first of all, what is the name of your brand?
Oh, I don't know if we have a name right now. It's basically
Wright.
Just my name, really.
Yeah, Wenkers
if you search Wenkers, I think it's brand 22.
Okay.
If you search that, then you can find the link online.
And where should people search, especially if they want to give to this before the 6th? Where's the best place for people to go?
So really the best place would probably be social media.
Okay.
It's up on right now on my dad's Twitter, along with my Twitter or my Instagram handle or my Snapchat.
That's awesome.
Yeah, congratulations and
Thank
good luck. Hope you get a lot of success.
No,
between
so
now
far
and November 6th.
it's been doing really good.
Good,
so
good to
I'll
hear
just
that.
keep recycling it through.
You got to keep promoting. You
Yep.
can't stop. We all got to. We will.
Yep.
And good luck.
That's
Good
the
luck.
plan. Thank you.
And that's something you could do multiple times a year, too, if you really need to.
We might have a second opening in December. So after this November 6th closing, we'll die down for a little bit, and then we'll probably try to do it again and see if we can raise some more money for them.
That's great, Wenkers.
That is absolutely awesome.
It's exactly
What life's all about.
perfect way of taking advantage of some of these NIL opportunities
Yeah.
and being able to give back like that. And that's a real credit to you. That's awesome.
Thank you.
Congratulations on that.
You know, I'm going to go back here a little bit. When you're talking about high school, he was the MVP all 4 years and all state his junior and senior year. And you had a couple individual games that really impressed me. 362 yards in one game and 355 yards in another game. Now, that's running a mile, brother. That's a long ways.
No, those games, it felt like 5 miles of just running over and over. And I'm not complaining. At the same time, I was in the end zone.
Wow.
So
Is your quarterback able to throw a pass?
Yeah.
junior year, no. Senior year,
okay.
yes. Senior year, we
Fair
switched
enough.
it up. Junior year, he kept handing it off, but senior year, coach is like, all right, we'll give the quarterback some opportunities. And he did really well. Him and the receivers, they connected amazingly all throughout the year.
Well, you got some awful good stats from high school, and you're going to have some awful good stats here. You're already starting, brother. You're doing a pretty good job.
Just getting
And,
started, too.
Yeah,
Yep.
and this weekend I think you're going to have a lot more.
When we come back, defensive associate head coach and defensive back coach Mike Banks joins us. Stay with us. This is the Brock Spack Show, presented by Bud Light on the Xfinity Mobile Redbird Sports Network from Learfield.